So anyway, I did want to share my numbers with you guys from the beginning of this journey, which started back in September of 2012. And like I told you guys, I had a congestive heart failure event, and as a result of maybe hypertension, and then also in the process, it was discovered that I had a small kidney that was functioning at 17%, and typical, and my other kidney was still full at 90%. So anyway, I didn't know about the kidney. I never noticed any difference. Everything appeared normal to me. Going to the bathroom, everything seemed normal. I get up in the morning, had to use the restroom. Didn't no blood, no nothing that would indicate, oh, something's going on with your kidneys, until I had this event and they discovered it then. But anyway, these are my numbers when I first went in. This is probably the second set of blood work results that we got. And this is after I went to my primary. I didn't quite have a primary yet, and a primary doctor. So this is after the event. I was asked to, find a primary doctor, and I did locally. And then this is the first set. So you can see that it was in October of 2012. And this is after I had been in the emergency room for 5 days, and then went into the core unit for another 24 hours, and got regulated, and the discovery about the kidneys and all that good stuff. But anyway, I try not to make this too long, but you can see all these yellow ones are all the ones that were out of range. Importantly, this is all my kidney function here, some of the kidney function. So you can see, and this right here indicates that was the first indication that my kidneys, something was going on with my kidneys, so they had to do more work. All right, so this is pretty low. I'm supposed to be 60 or over, actually 59 or over 59, however you want to look at it. But anyway, I was at 30 at that point. And then they do two different estimates. They do a GFR estimate, and they do a African American estimate, and they usually go by the second one. And my kidney function was at 30, which is starting to look at maybe dialysis, making sure that they're working properly, that they're clean, etc., etc. So you can see that some of these were down really bad, off the range. And then this is like my cholesterol. Let me go back to this one here real quick, because there's one more in here. You see this this hemoglobin here, how it's below the range. The range is 13.2 to 17.1. When I was at 12.5, but that kind of set off an alarm for them, because they thought that maybe something else was going on. So they sent me to an oncologist and have them check my blood work and stuff like that. So it was a little scary, because when I first walked in, there was a lot of people in the waiting room, and they all had wigs and stuff. And then I realized that they were cancer patients, and I was thinking to myself, sitting there waiting for my turn, man, do I have cancer? Maybe they found cancer, but turned out to be that I just had an iron deficiency, which is a good thing, because that's an easy fix. Just start taking some iron, and they did. They prescribed me some iron, and then I went a couple more times, and then everything was back to normal. All right. So here, going to the next one. The next one is your cholesterol and stuff like that. Is what your intake. So you can see that my good cholesterol, the HDL, which is HDL, was at 26, really low. And then my triglycerides were out. They were really high. And then my bad cholesterol, for some reason, it was in 85, even at the new range. Because typically, people that don't have any conditions, any health conditions, you have up to 150 or 149. And for me that I had a condition, my top range is 99. So I was even inside of that. Why, I don't know. And then my ratio was 5.9, which is slightly high from 5.0. And then everything else is good. My hemoglobin was good. It was a little high then. This is your for diabetes. It was a little high, but I was all out of whack, right? And then look at my uric acid. It was 16.9. The range is from 4 to 8.0, and I was double that, double plus. That was a 16.9. So through all these years, starting in 2012, started working on it. And this was the most recent one. I got one coming up here this year, but this is last year's. And then I can show you that my hemoglobin for iron is good. Look at this at 14.5. Remember, it was 12.8 or so, 12.5, and now I'm at 14.5. So everything lined out pretty good. You can see that a lot of these are back to normal. You know, just kept working at it. Cut out some foods like red meat and pork and fried food, fast food, especially fast food. I cut a lot of fast food out. I don't hardly eat any fast food. My kidney function is where they want it now. You can see that my bun. This means that that you're not retaining a lot of when you're filtering your blood and your urine. It's not keeping a lot of trash in there. It's filtering it through. You got to make sure that that's good. Creatine, same thing. The creatine is monitoring that. But my function here, my kidney function, is stable at 48. You know, and it stays stable. It stays right around 48 or 51. Of course, they want me at 59 or over 59. So you can see that I'll never get there, especially with a partial kidney and a full percent and a full kidney. I'm always going to be around 48 or 51. But that's where I'm at all the time. You can see that some of my other numbers are nice and good, you know. So and then back over here, you can see that my AC for diabetes is down below the range. Pre-diabetes is 5.7 or 6.4. So if you get over 6.4, then oh boy, you know, you gotta start watching what you're eating. Make sure you don't eat a lot of sugar. Make sure you do walking. Do some walking on a treadmill. You know, you have to burn some of that sugar. You want to make sure that you keep a close eye on that. At least for that particular reason, you want to make sure that you do your annual test just to see where you're at. It kind of keeps you in check. Make sure that you're eating right. And then look at this uric acid, 5.3. Remember the other one? 17, almost 17. I was at 16.9, 5.3. When that reading was over 8, I was constantly eating gas pads on my toes, on my ankles, on my knees, on my elbows, on my hands, on my knuckles, you know, on the joints on my fingers. It was horrible, you know, and it would swell up to where I couldn't move, and there was chronic pain, especially the first couple days when it first came on. My goodness, it was rough. I couldn't even move. I didn't go to work. I would crawl, you know, out of the bedroom into the bathroom, and it was just horrible. And then my father-in-law and my mother-in-law gave me a cane, like I really needed one. I was like 36, 37, 38 years old when that first started hitting me. And I wasn't aware. Remember, I was telling you that I went to the doctor, and the doctor put me, you know, when you first get there, what the first thing they do is take your vitals, and they weigh you and stuff like that, and they put me on the scale, and I weighed 261 pounds. I never forget that day. You know, I never forget that day. And I'm like, 261? This thing must be broken, right? But anyway, that's where my health was at. That's where I was at, and you don't even realize it if you don't check it, you know. So that's kind of where you're at. But anyway, I was happy to say that I was able to turn it around. It was a slow process. The mentality was that if it had to take me 50 years to completely, you know, turn it around, I was going to do that. I was in no hurry. I wasn't trying to lose 50 pounds, 30 pounds, 20 pounds by a certain day, by this year, by next year. I wasn't trying to do that. I was just going to take it a little bit at a time. You know, it was a slow process. It took me 50 years to get to this point, and I didn't care if it took me, 20 years to turn it around.